Hello and welcome back. So glad that I can make your acquaintance once more. So I don't want to focus too much on my ex, which is still odd saying, but I don't want to focus too much on that. I want to focus more on the positive of what we're going to be doing. But I know that that is something that, just to address it and get it out the way, I'm okay. I'm healthy mentally, physically. It's more just the standard broken heart bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. Every day is a little bit easier. My ex and myself are still in communication because we do have kids together, and despite what I feel he did, and of course I have my own faults. Because you can't just put it all off on one person. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure there are things that, and there's things that I acknowledge, and some things that maybe were never brought to my attention that I could have done better for certain. But as far as some of the things that he did, mentally and emotionally, you know what? I've forgiven him for that only because it's not going to help me to not forgive him. And with what it is that we're going to be doing, I don't have time to hold that monkey on my back. Not calling him a monkey, but just the idea of what it is. I don't have the energy nor the time to deal with both my life and career where we are here, and then to also emotionally, it's a drain. And so it's sad, but I'm okay with it. I know it's necessary. I know it was needed. So there's that on that. I have my apartment that I'll be moving into December 19th. The current tenant that's in there moves out the 11th. I guess between the 11th and the 19th is how long it's going to, or the 11th and the 18th rather, is the time in which it's going to take them to get my apartment, or to finish the prep on my apartment. I'm excited. You guys, I cannot wait for you to see the new space. I can't wait to get back to work. As you can see, this was the family den. It's a lot going on. It's the three of us plus Tamaya's urn, like right on top of each other. So they're on edge, I'm on edge. But of course I have to thank the angels, my mom, for allowing me to come back, my homie who I was staying with for a little while. But I mean, that was just too much. I actually could have stayed there the whole time, and I think he wanted me to stay there the whole time because it's a friend of mine and we have a good time talking about the universe and shit like that. And he's just a genuinely good person. And what's so funny about him and how the universe works is, the day that I decided to move out of the apartment, it was almost like, it was crazy to me because it was like, am I really doing this? Am I really doing this? And after a point, it was like too late for me to take it back. Maybe after I started packing my clothes, I could have changed my mind. But I knew that there would be a point at which there would be no return. And so I was anxious, nervous, but I knew I needed to leave. So I was calling all the people that I knew loved me for support. Just to kind of talk me through it. And he was one of those friends that I was calling for support. And anyway, he was like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm just trying to work myself up to leave. I know I need to. And I know that creatively I'll blossom as an artist if I could just be alone and figure out who I am. Like, I feel like I know overall who I am, but there's that part of me that feels that until I live on my own without anybody telling me what I should want, how I should want it, how it should be, when I should go out, I think when I have the freedom, everything will be better because now I'm going out, have more experiences. That's more story times. That's more life experience. There's a mini-series that I've been working on, because I decided I wanted to take my pain and all that and pour it into my art. So even though you guys don't see me, I'm writing lyrics. There's going to be a lot of new music now that I don't have somebody in my ear telling me not to release certain things. More music. I have a mini-series, what I want to do. I don't want to do a full-on series only because I kind of just want to see first if I'm even suited to be a director. I mean, I've already done it with Tiny Toy Kingdom, and with that, I did the whole thing. Voiceover, script writing, this, that, and the fourth. But as far as dealing with talent, like real human beings, like, am I suited to be a director? Or should I just stay in front of the camera? I don't know. Of course, I'm going to approach that position because I'm going to be on screen and behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? And I want the show to be loosely based off my life. Like, the character development so far is the bomb. Of course, much like Patreon, before I launched my Patreon, it was like 7 months before I even did it. Just me researching and trying to make sure everything was perfect. Of course, nothing is ever perfect. And if you've been with us for a while, you know that some of the things that we did at the beginning and then we changed it later on. You know what I'm saying? So you have to give yourself room to grow and improve and make mistakes and to even fail. and which has been the blessing here on this platform, because there's a lot of things we started with that we no longer do. But we will be reviving Cooking with Q with my new apartment. One of the things that was on my list was to make sure that I had an apartment that was open so that I could easily record my Cooking with Q's. I could do a multi-camera setup with little to no help, which I want to set myself up to where I don't need, at least not at this stage. I'm not saying in the bigger picture, but at least not at this stage. I don't want to have to, in order to work, need people to be around. I prefer if I can do it all myself, and then once we get to a point, we can start bringing people in. So Cooking with Q is coming back, of course. Pursue Acuity is coming back. I'm still in my mind trying to develop that. I'm so used to saying we're, because normally I run it past my partner, or my ex rather. But I'm still developing that and trying to see exactly how I want to do it, and what ways will it best be served to my audience. So we have the mini series that's going to be coming later on in 2018. So that's just something to throw out there. Something that I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble for throwing this out, or I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like you guys are family and I love you, and I just kind of want to let you know why I'm going to be okay, and why what we're doing is working. It's like we're doing this, and slowly but surely bigger and bigger opportunities are coming, more like back to back. Shane Dawson randomly emailed me, and make a long story short, he's developing a show. I know he had a show on, or was working with Netflix. I know he had some material on Netflix, but then I also know he went back to pitch some ideas to them. And then I think YouTube Red was trying to court him at one point. But in any case, he's working on a show for sure, whether it's Netflix or YouTube Red. And he wrote me and he said, I'm doing this show, and there's a character that I think you would fucking kill, so I'd love it if you could come in. And, once that time comes, come on in and audition for the role. So then there's that sometime probably later on in 2018. Of course, there's the record deal, where we're still in negotiation. One thing Shane told me, I was telling Shane about the deal, and I told him, I said, these people are serious, blah, 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 cash advance. They did mention a cash advance. And initially I thought that was good, but Shane told me, he said, no, don't do the cash advance. You want a signing bonus. He said, what you do, if you do the cash bonus, or if you do the cash advance, then that is money that they have to recoup back before you even get your coin. So what you want to do is do a sign-on bonus, so that way that is your check straight out the gate, and you got that coin as a benefit of you signing on. You know what I'm saying? So that was some good advice. That was something that I didn't know to ask for, but now I kind of know to say, hey, instead of me doing this, can we do that? You know what I'm saying? Or at least can we negotiate and see if we can meet somewhere in the middle? Because I agree, I don't want to start my music career in debt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to feel like I'm doing it that way. So there's that on that. What else? I just can't wait for you guys to see the new space. The new space is going to be so equipped to handle all what we need to do as far as gaming and everything is concerned. I'm just excited. I just hate that it's so much time. It's so funny because I told her when I did the tour that I wanted to move in at the end of November. I figured if we did it that way, I'd have enough money saved up. You want to kind of feel comfortable when you're doing that type of thing where it's like you feel stable. And with me doing this for the first time, you guys, I'm not going to sit up here and flex. I am scared, but I'm confident that, you know what, as long as I hustle, I don't want anything to be handed to me. I love the fact that even though we are a community, I love the fact that I'm servicing you. That makes me feel good. You know what I'm saying? That although we are a family and I know that you guys have genuine love for me, you guys do look forward to those plates. And I love the fact that I can be a part of making your day better. I mean, truly, there is, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I'm sure other people would disagree. I mean, if you're a vet and you love being a vet, then you would disagree with me. But as far as I am concerned, I can't imagine for me at this point in my life what job would I want other than what I'm doing. I mean, it's just too perfect because I just feel as though I wake up, I create, I serve it to people who appreciate my art, they enjoy it, and my job is just to keep a smile on their face, girl. Like, okay, that's no better job than that. Making people happy, making people smile. So there's that on that. Just know that I'm hustling. You guys, I think you guys are going to be proud when you see this space, though, you guys. This is me. This is my space. When I moved in with my ex, I need to be careful because I'm sitting, you can't really see, well, you can kind of see it. I'm sitting on a chessboard. It's old, it's flimsy, but, I'm at my mom's. I don't have any of my stuff for the most part. I think I have well, you can't, no, it's on the outside. And the light is so overexposed, you can't even really see what's going on. But I have a few garbage bags here, a few garbage bags there at another friend's house. Of course, the animals, and I'm in the den. There's a half bath just here. Initially, I was trying to shoot a video there. Because that's the thing. I've been trying to shoot this video for a while. But the thing is, I don't want a pity party as far as like me feeling bad for myself. Because the reality of the situation is I'm thankful for what I went through. Not that I liked it. But, I mean, there were parts that I did like when we were really getting along. Because I do believe this person did love me. It was just, I don't think they really understood me. And I think I had to make so many changes. There's a lot more to it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just kind of giving what I think is important. On why I needed to do what I had to do. But I think he understood my life and he wanted me to be successful, but only to a point, because he didn't really want to share me with the world, which I get. Which is why whoever I'm going to be dealing with has to be someone that I want them to be someone who wants to, like my cheerleader almost. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that maybe that's selfish, I don't know, but I feel like that's the only way it would work. Because I can't be, because the thing of it is he was also an artist, which it almost felt competitive. And I think somewhere in the inner workings of his brain, he felt that he might have been more worthy of my opportunities than me. Sometimes I felt, because just as an example, and then I'll move past it, because I don't want to kick his back in, because that's not what this is about. I'm just trying to, so it makes kind of some sense on why I left. And maybe one day I'll come back and talk more about it, but it's still fresh for me, so I don't want to go too deep. But like, for example, he would say something to me when we were talking about Patreon, and I'm super excited about it and passionate about it. And I'm just like lighting up like a Christmas tree. Like, oh my God, and this and that. It'll be a community. We'll have services. We'll do this. We'll do that. You know, we'll have it scheduled. That was initially when I was coming in. We'll have it scheduled. It'll be this. They'll know to expect it on this day and that day. And, you know, and then over time, like I had these ideas. And his thing to me was, but who do you think would pay to watch you? Like, it was almost like he felt, because, for instance, when he would perform his music, he never questioned why would people want to show up to sit there and listen to him sing his songs. And neither did I. If you go to in his phone, I would go to his performances. I was always his number one cheerleader, which is why I would get so angry, because I'm like, how come I support you 1,000%? When we would go to your performances, I'm your assistant. I carry your guitar. I carry everything. I'm sitting front row. You hand me the camera. I record your performance. I'm the loudest person screaming in there. I'm harmonizing with you in the background in the parts that I know is supposed to be a harmony. And then he'll look over and, like, as he's singing, like, grin because he can hear me, and he, you know. So I was to you what I wanted. I wanted that. So I shared that with you because I know how important it is to feel like you have the support of your lover, your partner, your husband, your wife, your spouse, whatever. But when it came to me, it was always qualifications. He can support me if he understands it, or if he likes it, or if. Whereas I was just ride or die. Not ride or die, I hate that term. I mean, I use it, but I needed something new. I don't really like that term. But I was very loyal. So let's just say that. I was loyal to the cause. Like, I was going to go to your performances, and those performances would drag out. And that's the other thing, too. Because I would always know, okay, if I'm going to a concert, it's not going to be a 30-minute thing. Because it's not like, oh, number one, it's not like he's performing first. Number one. Number two, okay, even when you do perform, it's going to be like 30 minutes. But then you want to stay to see all your friends perform. Because, you know, he would do this to the point to where everyone kind of knew each other, and they knew me and whatever. And they wanted me to sing, but I'm not that bitch to be singing when I don't know what the fuck the mic sounds like. Like, I'm a rehearsal type of bitch. I need to sing on this mic. I need to hit a falsetto note. I need to hit a full voice. I need to sing a whole song. I need to see how close to the edge I can get before it starts doing that weird shit where the mic starts screaming at me. Bitch, that's the type of girl that I am. You know, whereas, and one time he convinced me to go up, and it was like the speakers, I think they were behind me. So it's like as I'm singing, my voice is coming from behind, and it sounded like there was maybe a delay. Like I would hear my voice in my head, but then by the time I would hear it out of the speaker, maybe I was behind. So to me as a performer, I get very insecure when I am not aware of my space and what I'm trying to do and how I want to go about doing it. So I never really performed, even though they were like, oh, but that one time you sang, even though you didn't like the way you sounded, everybody else loved it. So what? I don't care about everybody else. As a performer, it's not about other people saying, oh, it's good enough, just serve it. To me, it's me thinking, if you liked that, I appreciate that. But if you thought that was good, then you have no idea. Just wait till I really hit you up a solid blue Cantrell and blow your socks off, because bitch, that was nothing. Like, they were like, oh my God. And I'm thinking, I wasn't like, oh my God, it was horrible. I wasn't like kicking my back in. But I just know me as a vocalist, that was nothing. Like, it was just funny to me because they were like, oh my God. But I'm like, anyway. The point is, I loved him and I supported him. And it just sometimes, it felt like he thought that, even though I felt like somewhere in his mind he wanted me to be successful, he would just say little underhanded things that would undermine my talent, and things that, in my opinion, were meant to make me question, am I really as good as I think I am? Am I actually talented? But see, what it was is when he saw that I wasn't budging and that I was convinced that I can make this work, then he got on the Patreon bandwagon. Only after he saw, okay, he's really going to do this. And he said, fuck the sponsorships, it's sink or swim. And that's what I did. And for 7 months, I sat there every day and night. I went to sleep, I was eating it, breathing it, sleeping it. For 7 months. Because it meant that much to me. I was like, it's not just about the money. Because to me, I would feel wrong if I was being paid, but then I wasn't making a positive impact. It's just like, okay, if you're Beyonce and you're I'm not saying I'm Beyonce, to be clear, but I'm just saying if you're Beyonce, and by the way, I hate when I stop myself, like, oh, I'm not saying I'm Beyonce, like, who the fuck is Beyonce? With all due respect, it's like she's still a person who does all the same shit we do, and so it's almost like, oh, I'm not Beyonce, well, duh, I'm not Beyonce, the same way how I'm not Don King. You know what I'm saying? But, I digress, because I just hate that, because sometimes it's almost like, nobody is better than you. Nobody is better than you. It's like, the only time I will consider myself to be, like, I'll go into that mode is if I feel like you're a dirt queen. Then I will shit on you. But just in general, like, I always approach everything as you're my equal. Bitch, if I give $1 to a homeless girl, I gave it to her because she was, in my mind, she was my equal. She was worthy of that dollar from my perspective. Now, everyone doesn't have to agree with that. But to me, if I have it to give, I'll give it. What she does with it is on her. But it's not because I was judging her. It's not because I told her. She did what she wanted. But as a human, girl, you're on my level until you show me that you're not. So you walk in, you get a clean slate. But then by the time we turn up, girl, now, see, I'm totally overexposed now, but that's fine. So that's where we are with it. You know what I'm saying? But in general, like I said, for me, it's honestly, it's more fun too, just to be humble. It just feels better. One time, I remember there was a period of my life where I tried to be stuck up and I hated it so bad. Because it was it felt so wrong to be feeling like that. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. To me, being stuck up is the same thing as holding a grudge. And that sounds totally different, but it's really not that different. The same type of feeling you get when you hold a grudge, how draining it is to do that, is the same way it's draining to be stuck up. To be snobby to people like that for no reason. Someone gives you a compliment, it feels better, and it's easier to just be thankful and to just be appreciative and to smile. More people gravitate towards you that way. You're more enjoyable, more pleasant, more opportunity. But when you're that girl who's just like, everything is too beneath you and you're too good, then number one, you're probably the girl who, it's like you're too good. And that's another thing. Last night we were having a conversation. I drove to my homie's house, the one that legendary overall mother Ashley doesn't feature. But went there and bought myself some weed. I thought I was going to go cold turkey until I went back, girl. But the devil is a lie, girl. I cannot be cold turkey while I'm sitting here in this den in my family home, which, by the way, see, I'm in this series that I'm going to do. It's going to be loosely based off my life, but all this shit I'm developing. Like, I'm writing this shit. When I do these story times, it's so funny because people be thinking I'm making these stories up. I'm not making these stories up. Maybe the way I'm telling it is animated, but it's a real life. This happened. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny because one of the stories, it's funny when people in the comments see, it's so many, it gets lost in the sauce, but if you go to some of those videos, just go into the comments. It might be a while before you find the comments that I'm saying, but just go. And if you go in, you'll see people saying, oh my God, I was there that night. I saw you arguing with that person, or I saw this, or I saw that. So it's almost like people don't take the time to do the research to see the people who are witnesses to the stories that I'm telling. But these stories are real. I'm just an animated cat. So of course it's going to seem animated and larger than life. But okay, the entitled white woman happened. McDonald's happened. The Mustang at the gas station happened. The scooter happened. Like, all of that is real. So let me tell you what happened. So let me give you a quick story time before we wrap up. because I want to get back to some music. I think right now music might be the easiest thing for me to do, and it might be better because then that way we can, once I do come back, girl, we can hit you up a style with the music video, because I have lyrics, girl, I'm so inspired, like I'm angry, I'm excited, like I'm channeling all that energy. I'm channeling all those songs that I was kind of told to let go, and you know what, I need to find my external hard drive. All my equipment is fucking everywhere, you guys. I cannot, once I get to my own place, I'm gonna kiss the fucking ground. Once I get to my apartment, I'm gonna kiss the ground, because it's like, now I can really unpack. Right here, this is not any of, this is like, you see, it's like all of this shit, but look, this is not mine. Although this is, what's funny, girl, I need to be careful because this shit is about to break. Let me just make sure. Okay, hold on, let me be careful, I'll not move too much. This bed, which is kind of washed out, you can't really see. This was my bed that I slept in for most of my life, as far as being in Georgia. As an adult, I slept on a twin. This isn't even a full bed. Slept on a twin. And it's just crazy. I'm like, girl, it's just crazy. Because I don't want a king. I don't need a king, especially since I'm single and it'll just be me. And it's so funny because my friend last night was like, oh, you're going to go through a whole phase. You're going to go through a whole phase. I really don't want to go through a whole phase. If I'm being quite honest with you, I don't know that I need that. I do think that I joined OkCupid so that I could just see what else was out there. Although what's so funny is I'm not really getting any real interaction. I wanted to do OkCupid because I thought it was more like casual and dating oriented rather than it being sex oriented. And he was like, well, it's whatever you choose to do. So if you're on Jack'd and you have sex, it's because that's what you wanted to do. That is true. I'm just saying, Jack'd, I'm not saying that, let me be clear. I may even go on Jack'd just for like a day or two to see even what it serves. But I just feel like that's not going to give me what I want. But my point is, you're right that if you have sex on Jack'd, that's because that's what you wanted to do. True enough. But I also feel as though it's the intention behind it. Jack'd, to me, even the name just feels too surface. OkCupid is cute to me because it's more Cupid is about love. It's not about sex. So it's like, I don't know. I just felt like I would have a better opportunity to meet more quality people. I'm not saying that there aren't quality people on Jack'd, because again, I was on there for like, anytime I've been on there, it's so short-lived because I get turned off so quickly. With right away, it's like I go from one extreme to the next. On OkCupid, like when I was first on OkCupid before I got into my relationship, I got so many like emails from them, like on that website. I don't know what's different. Maybe it's because I gave too much information, because I was honest and said I got out of a 3-year relationship, blah, blah, blah. So maybe it's like a TMI rebound, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe that's the reason why. But in any case, okay, so here it is now. I'm not getting any play, really, on OkCupid, which is fine. I just really wanted it to, like, distract myself, to be quite honest with you. But, okay, no play. I feel like, okay, if I go on Jack'd, I'm going to get a lot of play, but it's going to be strictly like, you want to fuck, you want to do this, you want to do that, and I'm not here for it. So, that's the reason why I'm like, is there another type of, like, app for gay people where it's like similar to OkCupid but maybe a different pool of people? Because the girls on OkCupid, here's what's so interesting about it. I feel like I have better chances meeting people in real life. People are way more prone to approach me in person and are way thirstier when it comes to me in person than online, which is so interesting because I feel like normally it's, let me see if I can do anything with this exposure. Maybe turn down the brightness. See if that could, oh girl, yes. Yes, let's just turn this shit all the way down. Turn her down, girl. Turn her down. But, so, yeah, like, I'm wondering if there's anything that I can do that's not necessarily Jack'd or Grindr, but that's also not OkCupid. I just want something where I can chit-chat. But these girls, here's what's so funny. They'll be like, oh, I just want a girl to talk to, a friend, or this or that. I emailed them, no response. They lie. These girls lie. They say they want friends. They don't want friends. They want dick. Just be honest, because then you won't get an email from me, girl. If you were just honest, but you're like, oh, and then I get excited because I'm thinking, oh my god, one person was talking about League of Legends and all this other shit, and here it is. I'm being genuine. Like I'm up here thinking, okay, yeah, like. You know, I'm not really looking for anything serious either, bitch. And I would love to, like, play League of Legends. Like, I'm coming at it, like, super genuine. And meanwhile, they're looking at it like, yeah, I want friends, but I want my friends to be cute so that maybe potentially at some point, one day, somehow, maybe I'll suck your dick. Like, it's like, in these people's minds, they're secretly thinking that they want to fuck you anyway. That's the reason why when they don't respond back, it's because they probably went to your page and somehow or another figured either A, you were a hot mess, they weren't attracted to you physically, or some other superficial thing. Gay men are just very, in my opinion, I think people are superficial, to be quite honest. I think gay men is just a whole new level, because you have to think men in general are superficial, gay or straight. But when there's no woman in the equation, there's nothing to balance that out. So it's just like sex. And to me, I feel like maybe it's because of how I am mentally. Maybe my brain thinks more like, in some aspects, how a woman would think. Because don't get me wrong, I like the idea of sex, but also I like the idea of great sex with the same partner. And I like privacy. I'm not into like, I don't know. Like, I want crazy, wild sex with the same girl. And I think if you're attracted to the person, you can do that. But at the same time, for it to be crazy, sexy, cool, TLC girl, for you to serve the plate how it needs to be served, you have to first like this bitch. And that's what I'm saying. It's like these girls want to go off of a look, which I'm not going to say is not important. But at the same time, okay, but what are her personality? It's like, oh, and that's another thing on OkCupid. It's so funny. I want to change my name because everybody wants to be a nerd. When I made that profile, everybody wasn't saying they were a nerd. I made that profile 3+ years ago, and when I made it, and I just disabled it once I got into my relationship, and then I reopened it now that I'm out. But when I said that, everybody wasn't saying, oh, I'm a nerd. It's almost like I hate that. I almost want to change my name now because I can see now it's like a thing that's like in vogue, being a nerd. I thought it was cute when people weren't going for it. You know what I'm saying? And I also genuinely believe that I am nerdy. I don't think I'm but that's the thing. Being a nerd, in my opinion, it's not, when you think of it as just one thing, that's more superficial. To me, nerdy is more of a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a lifestyle, the type of shit you're into. But these motherfuckers are like, oh my god, I'm a nerd. Why? Because of what? You watch Pokemon, you're a nerd? Like, okay. Nerd to me is like, let me tell you nerd to me too. Nerd to me is the type of bitch that most girls should aspire to be, because you wanna know why? Typically, they're intellectual and they don't be giving a fuck. They do what they want to do. The shit they like. They don't bother with nobody. And that should be the way everyone should fucking want to live. To me, that's like a nerd. It's like, yeah, I do my own thing, and maybe it's cheesy, but oh well. Yeah, I like League of Legends, and, like, yeah, like, so that's what I'm thinking. I don't fucking know, you guys. I just know that I don't know. My ex and I have been in communication, you know what I'm saying? He thinks he can win me back, and if he can make the changes that I have specified in the past, then who knows? I doubt it. I mean, I'm not saying I doubt it as in I doubt he'll make the changes. I doubt that we'll get back together. I'm not saying the door is closed, because never say never, Brandy. I'm not going to give it to Justin Bieber, girl, because I don't see her like that. But let's just be realistic. Brandy, never say never. I just feel as though I feel like what I'm going to put him through, I think is going to be fair, but I don't know if he'll be able to take it, because he would at least need to be consistent for a year before I even entertain us even being back together. I spoke him up. He just texted me. That was him. Isn't that funny? But, what am I doing? Girl, that is so funny. Spoke his ass all the way up. I know his ears were ringing. But, so, the door is not closed, but, I mean, I just kind of feel like I don't ever want to feel like my freedom is being usurped, and I don't ever want to feel like I'm being controlled ever again. So now it's like I'm going to be overprotective. Like, as soon as I see a bitch trying to, like, curtail my thoughts or craft my feelings and try to tell me what I'm thinking, right away that's going to be a red flag. No, nigga, I said what I meant. So I don't need you coming through trying to tell me what it is. Because the entitled white female, I don't know if I ever said this, but the entitled white female was my ex. Office Depot, my ex. The time the police got involved at the bar, my ex. So that's the reason why the girls never understood, because if you go into those comments, they'll be like, well, why are you expecting your friend to do something that your boyfriend should be doing? Well, nigga, because it is my boyfriend, girl. I'm just not saying that because I don't want my business in the streets, girl. But it is my nigga. So you act, the gag is, girl, you agree with me. You just don't realize you agree with me. Because the entitled white female, at that time, we were not in a relationship, but he was trying to court me. And so right then, he started with that shit where it was like, You never stand up for me. I'm always standing up for you, but you never defend me. And that's the other thing. It was like I was the person in the relationship that was the muscle. Anything that needed to be handled, it was always me. I feel like for my next situation, I want someone who I feel safe with too. I want someone who I can hold and make you feel safe, but then what if one night I want you to fucking hold me? I don't think that's too much to fucking ask. And I feel as though I want someone who is more of an equilibrium. I know I use that out of turn, but girl, we're gonna roll with it. Girl, I want it to be more of an equilibrium to the point to where someone get out of pocket with you. I'm sorry, what's going, like, that's me. Like, what's going on? Is everything okay? Just making sure. But at the same token, I want, you see somebody elevating their voice with me, no conversation. Is everything okay? But see, my ex was not that way. Which is why I cussed his ass out after that whole situation. Because I didn't even give a fuck about that bitch who wanted to fight with me, bitch. Because I don't know her. And like I told you, she was an old dirt queen. Sitting up there with them rhinestones on her jeans, bitch. With those boots. That curl at the end, girl. Like she's Bette Midler and Hocus Pocus, bitch. Okay, well, cast a spell. And girl, make me over, girl. Because at the end of the day, girl, you look a turd. And you got the audacity to draw attention to yourself. This Ed Hardy t-shirt. This Beijing. Girl, don't let it. Good thing the weather is changing because, bitch, at that time when she was, I said writing because my phone, I just heard something beep. But back then when she was trying it, it was hot, girl. You had a Beijing, didn't you? That's going to make you go bald quicker too, girl. Do you realize that? Like the Beijing, I get why you're doing it, but the Beijing is going to make you go bald quicker and you just don't see that yet. But, okay, so you're mad about it, girl, but you're wearing your Ed Hardy. You're thinking you're cute because you go to the gym all the time, girl, but you're pathetic. And I feel like, going to the gym is cute, but after a point, it gets late to me. Like, I think going to the gym, I like men's bodies who look, I'm more attracted. Don't get me wrong, I have seen men that were shredded that have been attracted to me, but that's very rare. I'm typically not into super cut men. I like definition. Like, I like to see abs. I like all that too. Like most people, I guess. But it don't gotta be like veins popping out of your chest and arms 24/7, thighs and calves and all those veins. I'm not drawn to that. That to me sounds like it's a job. Like, okay, for you to maintain that, your life has to be that. And I'm not wanting to be with someone whose their entire life is revolving around that. Now, I want to be with someone who fitness plays a part of your psyche. You know what I'm saying? Keeping yourself together, but nigga, I want to leave the house and actually live my life, bitch. And when I leave the house, I don't want to be counting calories with this cocktail or with these chicken tenders. You know? So, that's what I'm saying. But, like, for me personally, like, even with my own body, like, I want to be in shape and I want to be, like, I want to be fit. Like, as you can see, I have been working on my fitness, whatever. But I'm not trying to be, like, no motherfucking gym rat, girl. Never have, never will, girl. Absolutely not. And so I need a man that's like that too. I'm thinking, although I'm open, because I think all types of people are sexy, if I'm being quite honest. I've been extremely attracted to, I think, every race. I don't know that there's any type of person that I haven't thought, oh my God, that person is so beautiful. Oh my God, I love that person's personality. Oh my God, just in the past, you know what I'm saying? Or just when I think about what I've liked. When I lost my virginity at 23, it was this Asian dude, maybe Vietnamese. I don't know what he was. I think Vietnamese. But I found him very beautiful. Then the guy that I thought was going to be my first boyfriend was a white dude. When I lived in LA, there was this Arab dude that I thought was drop dead gorgeous. Like, girl, ew, she's stupid beautiful. And what I liked about him too was we were leaving the club. If you live in West Hollywood or the area, it's like all the bars are like back to back. And then if you go down, if you go, let me see, never eat sour worms. I know that's so elementary, but girl, I'm just trying to remember the direction I'm going. So if you go east on Santa Monica, I want to say, I used to live on Sweetser in Santa Monica, right there by Hamburger Mary's, unless they moved it. That's where I used to live. My apartments were like right there. Like I could walk out of my door and be like right there to Hamburger Mary's. So that's how close I was to Hamburger Mary's. But there was an IHOP. Let's just say you walk out of Santa Monica and Sweetser, and actually let's bust a left. We can hit it to Hamburger Mary's, but let's just pretend we're going to IHOP. There's an IHOP right there to the left of where I lived, going west on Santa Monica. So now let's take it back west. So we're going west, and now we're at IHOP after the club or after the bar, Fiesta Cantina, whatever we're doing. Okay, Rage was always. I don't know, maybe she got a makeover, but when I was there, girl, Rage was never the ticket, girl. You would always go to Rage, get your drinks, get your cute, cheap drink first, then you go to the cute places after. But, so anyway, this one night we were partying, you know, whooping it up, as Vicky Gunvalson was saying. We were whooping it up. And, girl, at IHOP, there was this gay Arab dude who, his English wasn't the best, but girl, I was just like, his energy was so humble because he was just so willing to talk to people. And the person the guy, his friend, there was a guy in our group who I didn't particularly think was that attractive, and personally, I didn't really like his attitude. It wasn't that he was mean, I just didn't really, you know, you're not going to vibe with everybody you meet, and that doesn't make them bad or good. It just means, I don't really like this person, you know what I'm saying? Not that they're bad. But in any case, the Arab, he liked her. He was like, oh, I want to talk to her. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, well, I don't like her, but girl, work out. I'm never going to step in the way. And if she, and girl, if she spoke, it's not my place to tell her what she should be attracted to. So I was kind of like, even though I didn't like the other girl, I was living for her because, girl, this was her pretty woman moment, girl, because she was kind of busted a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? So unless Miss Thing was just fronting and she was trying to harvest your organs, bitch, and she wanted you to think, then I think she had some ridiculous car, like some expensive car. I can't think of what it was. Whatever it was, and then she had money. That was the other thing, because her friend was like, yeah, his family flew him out here because he wants to, whatever he wanted to do. So, I can't fucking remember, but he was there on his family's dime, and apparently he had money, but he wanted to talk to the one girl. And I was like, well, girl, it has. Whatever came of it, I have no clue. Announced his new books. Okay, cool. Whatever happened, I don't know, but I'm not a hater. So I'm like, girl, get your life. Get your life, but don't catch your death. Okay, let's be clear. But, you know what I'm saying? But sexuality, it's so interesting because so I've never lived on my own, as you guys very well know. In December will be my first time living on my own. That being said, okay, I've never really, I do have a very interesting relationship with sex, although I'm not against it, and I'm very for a healthy sexual relationship. I don't get it. Like, my friend is like, oh, you gonna be a freako, just wait, because you a Scorpio, bitch. You just haven't had an opportunity to explore all that. And I mean, on one hand, I think there's some truth to that, because I do think there are some things that I would be open to trying. I'm not into water. I don't want you to pee on me, so that's out. There was a guy that I was talking to who, years ago, before I got into my relationship, was into that and was sending me stuff where he was peeing on himself, and would I mind peeing on him? Girl, we're done. I'm sorry. I'm not saying there's something wrong with it, but if you're asking me to do it, it is something wrong with it. If that's what you want to do with someone else, that's fine. I'm not peeing on you. Because with all due respect, I won't look at you different if you're doing that, per se. I don't know that I need to know that you're doing it, though. But let's just say you tell me. I'm not going to, I'll judge you a little bit, but not in that negatively. It'll just be like, oh, girl, for real? But, I mean, I'll still fuck with you and still hang out with you and get drinks or whatever. I'm not going to be like, I can't be your friend because of what you're doing in the privacy of your own home. Now, if you're on, like, fucking some porn site, you know what I'm saying? It just makes it difficult because, you know what? For me, I just feel like I've worked so hard to try to keep my image a certain way because I don't want to do anything. It's very important to me that I don't do anything that would bring shame, girl, unto myself, my supporters, or my family, girl. So that's kind of a big deal to me. So to me, it's almost like I had this one friend who I don't really deal with him. I mean, he's still around and we still deal with him to a point, but I had to clock him because, make a long story short, we were out one time. And I think, did I already tell the story? I'm going to tell it again if I didn't. I'm just trying to, we're having a good time, and I know you guys are worried about me, so I just want to kind of sit here for a while and just kiki with my family, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, we had gone out, and he had gotten drunk, which he likes to do, and it's very annoying. Maybe once or twice, but 3 times, bitch, the motherfucking lady Lionel Richie. So here it is. She's drunk yet again, goes into the bathroom with this old white man, decides she wants to suck her dick, and I didn't know what was going on, but I was like, girl, we're not having it. It's time for you to finish whatever you're doing and let's go. She wasn't responding, girl. We opened up the door. Dicks are all out. Girl, it was just gross. And it was like, I didn't even know she was going to be sucking dick. I don't know what I thought was happening. But it's because that's some shit that I don't do. I wasn't anticipating, oh, she's sucking dick. But I told her, I said, I'm sorry. Listen, whatever you want to do, I have no problem. But I cannot be around that. Because if you're my friend, that's not okay with me. You do what you want to do behind closed doors. I'm not here to tell you what to do or what not to do. if you're with me as my friend, as my guest, we're out together, and I'm saying to people, oh, this is a friend of mine, I'd like to introduce you. And then later on, you're sucking a cock. And then she's going to say, oh, but she gave me $100 for it. Oh, girl, okay. I don't think you're understanding the point of what I'm saying. Because first of all, she didn't even give you $100. You just felt bad about it. You just felt bad about what you did, so you tried to lie and make it seem like you got paid, but you didn't get paid. And she's younger, so it's like, what is she, like 25? So I think in her mind, or in my mind, I'm like, okay, she's younger, so I'll be wanting to give her time to grow. But girl, that shit gets old really quick. She get drunk, she starts twirling away. Next thing you know, she's gone for the rest of the night. And it's like, I consider her a friend to an extent, but really she's more my other friend's friend. I met her through my other friend. So I like her, but then when she started doing the most, I'd be like, okay, girl, ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody, not me. Because I'm not babysitter, girl. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. I don't think it's fair when you are composed, but people think you're supposed to go somewhere to have a good time, but then somehow become a babysitter. I'm not doing that. We're all grown. In an emergency situation, I will babysit. Like, you're sucking a cock in the bathroom, girl. I will intervene. However, I'll intervene and then I won't put myself back in that position. Another time we were out, this don't have nothing to do with sex, and then I'll get back to sex. Is so interesting talking about it. I don't think there's anything wrong, but for some reason I almost feel like, even here it feels almost wrong talking about it. Like, it's almost like, who cares? Like, why, as I'm talking to you guys about this, it almost feels like, who cares what I do sexually? Like, it almost feels weird. Like, I shouldn't. Who cares? I don't know if it serves a purpose talking about this. I mean, in a way it's kind of fun because we're adults here, but then it's easy for that conversation to go, like, to the left. You know what I mean? Like, even my closest friends are like, anytime I talk about sex and I even go into a little bit of detail, they're always so surprised because I never, even to my closest friends, I don't tell them what I like, what I'm into, nothing. Never. I've never had a friend that I was like, oh, I did this and then he did that. One time I talked about, it wasn't the actual sex though. I was talking about this guy that I had a moment with, but then he ended up being a weirdo because then the next day he went into his phone and was like trying to show me like pictures of his shit, like literal fecal matter in his phone. Like, oh, let me show you this really huge turd that I took like on a Tuesday. Bitch, I had like oatmeal and quinoa. So girl, you know it's gonna be a heavy load. So girl, take a look and get into the color rate. Like, the fuck is wrong with you? It was weird and gross and yuck. And she kept trying to show me all these pictures of turds, and one was small, another one was broken up, another one was kind of like a swirl. I was like, I never want to see this person again. Yuck. Weird. But see, this is what I'm saying. This needs to be in my series. See what I'm saying? Like, I need to write that into my show. Because that's a real thing that occurred. And my friend was trying to stop me from going with her because he was like, oh, are you sure? I will give him that. Even though I know I chop him. But he's like a little brother to me, even though we're the same age. I'm a few months older, girl. Let's be clear. But I will give him that because when that happened, he was like, became very protective over me and was like ready to beat this girl up because she was like, where are you taking my friend? And what's going on? And I was like, no, it's okay, girl. You know, I'm trying to live my life outside the box these days, which the times that I chose to live my life outside the box and did reckless things like that, it typically never pans out. Like, you always get with the weirdo. It never goes the way you think. And so it's almost like, just pay it. I'm not really into one night stands. Don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean that I wouldn't ever do it or that I have never done it. It just means that it's something that once it's done, you be like, ugh, what the fuck was I thinking? Why did I do that? I really just, I'm not going to say you're thinking it. That's what I think. Because let me tell you the one time, okay, so the white dude that I thought I was going to be with, why I thought, he played games, which is why I'm glad that didn't work out. But I thought that he was, number one, physically drop dead gorgeous. I never thought I would like a person that looked like him. But then when I saw him, I was like, you're beautiful. Just the whole 9 yards. From top to bottom, there was nothing I would say to make it different, physically. Then apparently he was rich. I just didn't know that. He wrote me on OkCupid. And apparently he was well off. I found that out later on because of his mom telling him to stay away from me because she was like, I think he's going after your money. This, that, and the fourth. He claims he never had a boyfriend, which he's probably lying. And you all know that that's true. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I had never had a boyfriend. But in any case, what I loved about our situation, I had this with him. I never had this with anybody else, including my actual partner. Physically, our chemistry was on point. We knew how each other wanted to be kissed. He kissed me exactly how I wanted to be kissed. I kissed him exactly how he wanted to be kissed. What we were doing, I'm not going to go into detail, but everything we did, we both liked. What I was into, he allowed me to be into, and vice versa. But the thing of it was, after we were all done with everything, it felt nice to be sleeping next to that person. And when I woke up and he was still asleep, then I would just like play in his hair and like scratch his head while he was sleeping, because it was just that type of chemistry and that type of vibe. My partner and my ex and myself, we had a different thing now. That was more like lust stuff, I'm being honest, because I feel like substance-wise, there was something there, but then he allowed his mom and other people to like fuck up our thing. And plus, to be honest, it wasn't just that. I think he had just gotten out of a relationship a little while ago, and maybe he wasn't really willing to jump right directly into something, which I think is fair. I think that's fair. So I'm not even mad at him, to be quite honest. I hope he's happy, and you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I hope he's happy. But I want to be happy now. You know what I'm saying? I want to be happy now, and we'll see. We'll see where everything goes, you guys. But listen, I don't want to hold you too much, because honestly, I want to work on some music, and I want to work and whatever I can do in the space that I have. This is the best it's going to get while I'm at my mom's. But I just want you guys to know that, you know what I'm saying? Just continue to keep your eyes peeled. I'm going to do what I can, where I can, as far as the material here on Patreon. However, I need you guys to know that this shit is about to blow up, in that the material is about to be more regular. You know, you move different when you like the space you're in, too. Now we can increase this light, because now I'm up here super dark. There we go. When you like where you're living and how you feel is in alignment with what you want to see in the world. Like, okay, here it is. This is what I want. I feel this way, too. Things just work better. I was depressed where I was at. I never wanted that apartment. It was an apartment that my ex had with his ex. They were living together in that apartment. The bed that we slept in for 3 years was a bed that he and his ex slept in for the time they were together, which used to annoy me, that he thought it was crazy that I wanted to get rid of that fucking bed. And instead, here it is, your ex owes you money, but then you're gonna buy the bed from him. Let this nigga take the bed. We're together now. We could use a new mattress and new everything. I didn't want to be in the same, but then you see what I'm saying? It's little things like that, like plotting me against his ex so that he could feel like we were both. He does admit that. He didn't admit it in those words, but that's what he was doing. And it was very hurtful. Yeah. So I could never really be 100% at home. Later on, when I started to express that either A, I wanted to break up, or B, I wanted to have my own space, as in my own apartment, or C, I needed space, then he started like, oh, let's decorate the house the way you want. So the guitars and the cow head and all that was me. But by then, I mean, that color was a choice that on the wall was something they had already done before I got there. Nobody wants to feel like they're living in the shadow of another bitch, especially not for their first fucking relationship. So this time, I'm not compromising. I want a person that makes me feel good about myself, and that I can make feel good, and that is secure. Preferably, I don't want to date another artist. Too much competition, like, and jealousy. Even though he was happy about Sania, he was also jealous about Sania. Even though he was happy about Mother Pat, he was also jealous about Mother Pat. You know, he had his feelings about me being feminine. He didn't like the idea of me being cunt in the video. It says NYC to phase out MetroCard. Okay, I can't. This TV is so old. See, I don't even know where my nice TV is. I'm so annoyed. Like, is it at my friend's? I don't know where my TV. It's like, you guys, everything is all over the place. But push comes to shove, material. I can always buy new things. But, you know, I just want you guys to know, despite how this looks, I'm okay. I'm annoyed. Oh, that's the thing. My mom's friend. Let me say this story real quick, and then I'm going to let y'all go. So this is why I'm ready to get into my apartment. Like, I'm just counting down the days, bitch. Is because my mom's friend, who she's been knowing since before I was born, and I actually have a high level of respect for this lady, but she is annoying at times. Because, bitch, this is my family home. I've been here for the majority of my life. I know this house inside and out. I don't need a tour of my mother's home. Thought that was kind of weird. Okay, so let me give you the tour. Let me give you the walkthrough. I don't need a walkthrough, boo. You kind of being a little weird now. You don't have to walk me through my mother's house. If anything, I should be showing you things about the house that maybe you didn't know. But so she's like, okay, let me show you. Let me give you the walkthrough. And I'm trying to, out of respect, humor her. Okay. So now we're in the fridge. This is mine. That is mine. This entire half of the fridge is mine. This is mine. The condiments. All this stuff. Like, felt like it was just annoying to me. So it's like I really only have enough room to fit like a carton of orange juice in the fucking fridge. Then, oh, the detergent's mine. This is your mom's. This is mine. This is mine. This is mine. And I'm telling her like, okay, well, thank you so much for the tour. I'll probably just be buying food every day just as I eat it, or ordering out. So you really don't have to worry about me eating your stuff. I don't eat peas and onions, so I'm not really into that. She mentioned, because we have like 3 fridges in here. So there's 1 in the kitchen, 2 in the laundry. And so she said, oh, I'm the only one who drinks almond milk, so the almond milk is mine. I said, well, I also drink almond milk, but if I want almond milk, I have the money. I'll get my own. So, but thank you. She kept talking, and I just walked away. I was trying to be respectful, but it just was starting to wear on my nerves to the point to where it's like, you don't tell me where I can and cannot go in my mother's home. My mom sets those guidelines. You don't. So it just kind of felt like she was out of pocket, out of line. Then another time, you know, as you can see, I'm in the den right now. So you can see, like, the glass is frosted, but you can see in. There's really no privacy. In this space, I don't know what it's looking like on camera, but it's really not a big space. There's the bed. I'm sitting on the chest table directly right here. Like, you can't even see. Let me see if I can turn this a little bit so you can see what I'm saying. Then you have right here the big, like the old big screen TV that they have. So this is my life until my apartment becomes open. But my point is, it's very small. Everybody's on top of everybody. The litter box is right there. The kennels are, like, everything is happening. And so it's like I can't even walk around in my underwear the way that I want. And what I'm looking forward to, honestly, is being able to walk around naked in my apartment. Because not that I'm a nudist, because I'm not. I don't necessarily believe in that. I'm not against it either, but it's not for me. But I do like the freedom of, from occasionally, like when I hop out the shower, I can lotion up and don't necessarily immediately have to get dressed. Because I never even felt 100% comfortable walking around naked, even in front of my partner of 3 years. Let me move this so that's not in the shot. Just being distracting. But yeah, so I'm just kind of looking forward to like having a healthier relationship even with my own sensuality. Because you know what's so funny? Let me tell you guys what's so fucking funny. So I know that I'm a Scorpio and people act like Scorpios are so sensual and magnetic and blah blah blah. I think that might just be who I am. Because some of those traits are like, girls, is this really just Scorpio or could this be anyone? But okay, one time I was out, and this was actually when I was still in a relationship, which is why I was somewhat concerning. I'm like, am I really sending out those type of flags like I'm being flirtatious? Because in my mind, I didn't feel like I was being flirtatious. You feel me? But I was told we were out. This was actually the video I did the Macy Gray concert. I didn't tell this part of the story because I didn't want my partner being like, oh, see, this is why I don't want you. Because that's why I never left the house, because he was always so insecure. So I felt like me saying this would only give him more reason to feel like, see, why I don't like you going out. But anyway, so that Macy Gray concert, what happened was there was this one guy, he was very cute. I mean, he was an attractive person, but I wasn't thinking, oh, can I get him, what can I do to make him like me? I was just being me. I'm a personable person, like I love people. So we're talking, and the one guy who I had met at the Macy Gray concert with my Judy and came back with us, so there was him, who I was just telling you about, plus 2 other people who we met at the bar. I think my friend knew those other 2 people, or at least one of the 2. But so it was a number of us. And so I'm talking, and they're talking, I'm talking, and I was just very listening to what they had to say very intensely. Because when I'm talking, I like for people to care about what I have to say. So when he was talking, I was just like really listening. And the person said, why are you so sensual? Why are you so, everything you do just feels so like you're sucking people into your aura. But it wasn't like, oh, my personality. The way he was describing it to me made it feel like it was more of a sexual thing. Like, almost like some kind of way I was like reeling people in. And although I feel like it was a compliment to an extent, it's something that if I was doing it, it was something that I was doing unbeknownst to me. So if that's something that is truly a part of my personality, I would like to know how to like cultivate it, because it's something that right now I just do apparently. But then when he started saying that, everybody agreed. Here's the thing: when he said that, everybody agreed with him. Although I think my friend who told me, oh, I'm the body and the fashions and you're the personality, I could see that he wasn't really a fan of everybody saying that. But I was just more like, wow, like I just learned something new about myself. I never really viewed myself. I always viewed myself as personable. I just always put all my eggs into my personality. I feel like I'm not an ugly person, but I also feel like I don't lead with that. Like, oh my God, I'm so good looking. Oh, ooh, ah. Like, it's more like I put all my eggs into my personality, and maybe that's why you think I'm being sensual with you, girl. I'm not trying to be sensual with you. I'm just trying to be a human being and connect with you in a real way. And I think maybe because this world is so devoid of that, between social media and like, there's everything that they're creating to bring us closer takes us further away from each other. It's almost like, oh, now you can talk to people from here in Georgia all the way to Cali, from Cali to Europe, here, there. But because now it's so easy to do that, you have no reason to link up and meet people. You link up, meet people, you're in your phone 24/7. Last night was fun. You know, we did smoke a blunt. I said I was going to wait and like go cold turkey, and then when I came back, hit one blunt live on the air, which I am going to do, girl, but I don't know if it's going to be cold turkey. Went to my homie's last night. We did a few blunts, and his boyfriend at first was trying it, and actually the whole situation was somewhat tried, but I was having so much fun I really didn't care, but it was something that I noticed. So I purchased $20 worth of weed when I was there. We were matching. So I rolled a blunt, he rolled a blunt. I said I was gonna wrap up, bro. We're just gonna let this thing go as long as she wants to go. Now here comes Miss Sunshine. Don't run on my parade, girl. Okay, so I bought about $20 worth of weed, and he rolled one, I rolled one, and he got the nerve. Oh, you can roll blunts now, girl? Didn't I teach you, girl? You did not teach me. Stop. I'm getting tired of people trying to take credit for me doing stuff. My partner did that. My friends do it sometimes. I don't think they mean it in a malicious way, but I'm just tired of it. And to be honest with you, I'm so used to doing that for people too. Like, I allow them to do it. They do it because they think it's okay. Like, I'll be like, oh, someone will say, oh, I taught you well something. And I'll be like, oh, because I almost don't want to be offensive. Like, I did this myself. You didn't teach me. Because people don't know how to take my honesty. Even if I say it nice, they get offended. But he was just like, oh, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, getting back to the story. So we're matching. He rolled the blunt, I rolled the blunt. Then his boyfriend just randomly grabbed, after we went through one of the blunts, his boyfriend grabs one of the blunts. And my friend was like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I have weed too, so I'll throw one in too. I'll throw a blunt in as well. So I was like, okay, cool. But what I didn't like is, there was this female there, which I actually liked her. Honestly, I didn't have a problem with her. I liked her. But, girl, I don't know you. I'm meeting you for the first time, and why are you smoking my weed? We were matching. I feel like if the conversation is we're matching, anybody that's not putting in is not a part of that. I mean, maybe that's me maybe I'm tripping. But in my mind, I'm thinking, why is she getting to smoke our weed and she's not contributing? If what we're doing right now is, you roll a blunt, I roll a blunt, he rolls a blunt, and we all smoke each other's blunts together. That's how it works. It shouldn't be, I smoke every weed, all your weed, and then bounce up out of here. So I kind of felt some kind of way about that. But then I got over it because I was having so much fun. But I am watching them argue. I do not miss. I miss my partner. Sometimes I'm not going to sit here and lie like, oh, girl, I'm totally over it. I do have my moments where I'm like, oh, I do kind of miss those nights when we would smoke and watch The Good Place and just, you know, there were good moments there. He wasn't a bad guy, I don't think, overall. He was a bad guy in some ways, but I think overall he loved me. And he even said himself, you know, because he is in therapy now. And he was telling me, like, you know, talk to my he's been dealing with this therapist for a while, but you know, now that I'm really gone, he's really reevaluating and really kind of going there. And he was just like, I hope you know that I really did love you in my own twisted way. I know I didn't express it the right way, but I believe him when he says that. And I appreciate him for saying that he expressed it the wrong way, because he did. And the way that he chose to, because he was insecure about certain things, the way he chose to make me be insecure about things was unfair to me, when all I ever wanted to do was make him better and make him happy and make him confident. You know, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to wrap up. I promise you this will be the last thing. And then if I have something else to say, maybe I'll do a podcast. And the real question, because the internet sucks here, is going to be whether or not they allow me to upload. I may have to drive somewhere and do it. And if that's the case, I'll do it tomorrow, girl, because I'm exhausted. You know what I'm saying? Two things. Oh my God. So let me get back to the story. The sister who's here, my mom's friend, what I didn't like is she just opened up the door and I'm in my underwear. What do you knock? I know that this is the den, but while I'm here, this is my space. Knock. You don't just open doors. I could have been naked. Anything could have been occurring. for her to just open up this door. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really like that. And that's the reason why I'm like, counting down the days. I'm, you know, because then I won't have to, the only time, music legend, Hurricane Bismillah. By the way, I love Joan Collins. I know that's random, but I been knew who she was, but something just made me start researching her. I love looking into people. I love learning personalities, and I love people when they're not being stupid. Because they're fascinating. We are fascinating creatures, and I always love, like, especially when I meet a person who I think is down to earth, and I start thinking, oh my God. That's what makes it, that's how I feel like a lot of you are with me. Like, when you found me, you were like, this would be a good friend of mine. Like, if I knew this person, we would be good friends. The person that Mother Ashley doesn't like, that's how he was. He was a fan first. And he told me one day we were smoking and he was crying and getting emotional, which we had that was a very connective moment for us, because he was just saying to me, when I would watch your videos on YouTube, I would always say, if I ever met him, that would be my best friend. Over 10 years later, because he met me early on into my career. Maybe not, no. He's not 10 years. That's my Job Corps brother. He might now be pushing, going into 10 years. So about a decade later, you know what I'm saying? Here we are. You know, we've been through a lot, but here we are. So he spoke that into existence. And so for me, it's like, I love when I see someone who I feel like, ooh, damn, I bet we will be good friends. But anyway, guys, listen, I love you guys. Let me try to upload this and see if they allow me to. I love you guys so much. Let me just say one more time. I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. Whatever I need to work through, I'm going to sort through. I'm more than capable of going on YouTube. And it's very therapeutic kind of listening to other people tell their stories, especially when they mirror my own. Just to know that, you know, this can happen to anyone. So that's the reason why when we bring Pursue Acuity back, now I have new tools as far as like what I can share, because now I've learned something new, which is, although heartbreak is involved, I'm also excited because I've leveled up. I now know something that I didn't know before. And just think about how much I'm going to learn about myself when I'm living alone and I'm left to my own devices, nobody to tell me what to do. What kind of decisions will I make? Will I be responsible? Will I be irresponsible? I'm praying that I'll be responsible. You know what I'm saying? Because I've come too far to now be like irresponsible and like biting off more than I can chew. Because they offered me a 2-bedroom. I didn't want that 2-bedroom. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying to like adjust this light for you guys as much as I possibly can so that it looks decent. But she offered me a 2-bed. I didn't want 2-bed because I figured never lived on my own before. So I don't want to do a 2-bed and be like biting off more than I can chew, even though it was within my budget. I just thought it would be better to do one, see how I like it. Then if I can handle that, then we grow out. And I don't want to live outside of my means. I feel like this apartment is what I wanted. I chose this. The area what I wanted, it's around all the shit that I want. It's right in the city to where if I want to get somewhere, I can get there, but it's far enough out the city to where when I don't want to be around that shit, I don't have to be. When you get to my apartment, it gets super residential. Even though it's right off the highway, it's super residential. It's super quiet. I don't know how they pull that off, but when you get there, it's super quiet, clean. Oh, I think you guys are going to be so proud, and I think you guys are going to love, the vibe is going to be totally fucking different. Totally different. So I'm very excited to kind of get that whole thing on the road because I just know how epic it's going to be. And I know because you all are just the fucking bomb and you guys, I know how you are. I'm excited because I know you guys are going to appreciate the hard work that I'm about to throw into this shit. Like, I know that you all are going to be like, just how you always are. Just so, yes, mother, yes. Which inspires me to be like, okay, because that's how it works. That's why I don't understand why employers don't give your staff compliments. You know what I'm saying? Because the more they know they're valued, the harder they work. So to me, you all organically let me know when you love something, when you want this material, that material. And when you guys tell me what it does for you, it makes me feel like, yes, so we're doing our job. It makes me want to work harder because I know that it's not going unnoticed. But that's anyone. It's not just the arts. That's anyone. Like you're busting your ass. I keep saying one more story. This is the last story. I worked at this food joint and a manager, now mind you, I had never been a manager before, but I was a good employee and the customers loved me. So when it came time for that position became open, I hustled. You know, I'm cleaning, I'm doing deep cleans, like I'm cleaning up the office, I'm peeling up gum, I'm doing all that extracurricular shit that was not on my job description. And they gave it to this white redheaded bitch named Rebecca, who I had to cuss out one time and I got fired. And actually, that's when they didn't want to give me Cold Stones. So there you go, Cold Stones. Cold Stones, you know, and it was like, even though I know that I was young, the whole thing was, the way that they were making it seem is that even though I was young, I had a chance because they wanted to, they made it, but they only did that because they saw how hard I was working to get the opportunity. And they knew that after a point, they couldn't dangle it for too long, so they milked it as much as they could and then was like, we gave it to Rebecca. But, and fuck her. I mean, there's a million Rebeccas, and I'm sure there's a million Rebeccas with red hair, girl. So it's not like, yeah, that's her name, but girl, whatever. Whatever, and I'm sure there's at least got to be a few thousand Rebeccas with red hair who were managers who worked Cold Stones. But in any case, so I want to work hard for you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys more than words can express. I mean, I always find new ways of trying to say how much I love you guys, but there's no words. I've come to realize that there will never be words. You know what I'm saying? The best thing that I can do is show my love through creating the content and just saying it. You know what I'm saying? And just showing my love through the content. But other than that, there's nothing else I can do that will ever accurately express how thankful and appreciative I am for everything. Not just on the fact that you guys are supporting me as patrons and, you know what I'm saying, supporting me here on this platform. Not just that. That's one layer to it. But just even the community aspect of it. That's some shit that is extracurricular that I love that you all are so amped and you participate. You're active. The fact that when I posted about my breakup in so much love, it's like, that's something that money, being a patron doesn't mean you have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, it just made me feel like these people really do care about me. And because of my sense of loyalty, it just means that we're going to be together forever, girl. Until we take the shit to, like I say, who knows, between Shane Dawson and what he's telling me he wants me to do with him and this and that. Who knows where, but I can tell you what, I'm going to always have my team. And when I say my team, I'm talking about y'all. I don't see myself ever, even when I am a millionaire, I don't see myself ever being like, okay, well, it's been so nice. You guys have a great life and we're done here. Ooh, I can't even imagine that. Like, I just feel like we've all become such it's like a quilt. You know, you never see those quilts that they do where they take everybody's life. I think they did it in the 90s with AIDS or something, where some type of quilt where everybody was coming, maybe the families and friends, and they would put the quilt and then it was the big ass quilt. That's what I think this is. Just that it's not about AIDS. It's just about the fact that we're a community, we're a family. You know what I'm saying? A family that was chosen. We chose consciously that I want to be a part of this platform, and then now that I'm here, I want to engage. I want to participate. And so it's only going to get better. I can't wait to get back to Cooking with Q, though, honestly, because I feel like so many people enjoyed that. And it was just too hard. My back was suffering because I had to squat. Do you remember how that thing was up there where it was kind of cutting me off? With this kitchen, it's like an open concept, so nothing to obstruct my vision. I'm going to have a camera running, or what I may do is have like the small camera, so just in case when I want to like show you what I'm cooking, I could just do the handheld and just show you what's in the pot, so forth and so on. But just even the way the kitchen looks, new appliances, like it's updated, it's cute. I think that when you see it, just the whole vibe is going to make you feel like, bitch, it's just going to be professional. It looks professional. Like, I'm going to make it look like, it's going to be my home, but it's also going to be like pretty. Like, I want it to look like some shit you would see on TV. Like, I'm going to decorate it real nice. That shit's going to be like Q galleried out, bitch. Like, I'm going to make sure that when y'all, every set, whether I'm gaming, whether it's table read, whether it's in Q, whether it's main channel, second channel, I want all that shit to be like, to make sense. So, I would say I'll be in my apartment no later than the 19th. I would say by May, this shit is going to be, like, I'm going to be working. Once I get in there, we're going to start working. But what I'm saying is, it's going to take me some time to furnish it how I want, to where you're going to get that vibe. So what I'm saying is, by May, my apartment should be fully furnished from top to bottom. And then we can really, like, I cannot wait. And then I'm even thinking, like, what if we even do, like a thing where it's like the ASMR thing. Like, I have so many ideas for the ASMR. What if we do something where it's almost like we're in bed and it's like soft spoken, but we're in bed and I have the candles going. Maybe I'm just thinking, Because I know we do have some girls who do enjoy the ASMR. Like, I want to, and I know we can accommodate everybody. And the great thing about it is, where I feel in my mind, it's not even that bad. Okay, see, now we went like, come on, baby. Now she's giving me Shaka Zulu. I love it. But girl, let's be clear, girl. We need the girls to see what's going on. But there are girls on this platform who enjoy the ASMR, so I'm thinking there's a way, because why I'm not stressing it is because honestly, I love creating the content for you. So it's fun. And anytime I can find a new way to better do that is exciting for me. I'm telling you, I look at my life as a video game. Anytime I learn a new technique at editing to get it quicker, I think, oh my God, I just leveled up. I learned something new. It's so exciting to learn new things about how to make myself a better artist. I never understood people who think they're so good they don't need to learn nothing new. I love learning new things. It's like one of my favorite things. Learning new things so that I can make it better. Everybody wins. There's like nobody loses. The more I learn, the more I can bring, the more I bring, the more you all get into it. So it's like there really is no wrong way to handle it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go. I keep saying that, and an hour and some change later, here we are. So listen, I love you more than words can express. I'm okay if you don't see me for a little while. Just hold on, be patient with me. Just know that it's just a lot going on here. I'm living with family right now till my apartment's ready, blah, blah, blah. Don't ever think that I'm trying to disrespect our trust, where it's like I'm taking advantage of you. I would never, in any point, I start saying a million years, I would never in a billion, until infinity, girl, disrespect our relationship, what we have here on this platform. So just be patient with me. Mother's cooking, and while I'm here, I'm going to be working ideas, how we can better do this. So by the time that I'm here, I need to be utilizing that. So once I get to where I need to go, it's almost like I can hit the ground running. You know what I'm saying? So just be patient with me. Mother is thinking about you, and I know that you all are thinking about me, which is why I love you so deeply. So that being said, I'm going to wrap up and let you all go. Via Stablangeli, the best will always come through. And as always, until next time, baby. That's all there is. I'm fixing to roll a blunt, girl. And maybe I'll hotbox, because I'm not going to disrespect my mother's home. I may hotbox, or maybe just smoke in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? And kind of just pay it. Yeah, okay. Bye.